Hello all, welcome back. Right, I've got all of this. And I've got one of these. Let's get modding. Right, modding a PS2. Right, I've been wanting to do this for absolutely ages. So, here's my PS2. This was actually a friend of mine's. It was Andy's original PS2. He gave me that in a Rucker Games recently. And I've been wanting to do this so much. So, that's my PS2. Just have a look at the back of it, because I hope I've got everything right. Right, the model number, SCPH-3000R. So that's the PS2 that I'm using, and this has never been opened. So, brilliant. What else have we got? Right, we've got a 1000 gigabyte, so 1 terabyte SSD to go in there. We have also got... right, great. I don't need the box. This little chappy. Basically, this will sit. The SSD will sit on there, so it doesn't flap about inside, but we'll get to that in a moment. You're also going to need one of these. This is the SATA hard drive adapter bay. Now, if you can get hold of an original one, great. And I have seen one posted recently, but I just picked up one of these. Am I ever going to go online with it? No, not anymore. So that's just basically for the SSD to plug into. I've also got PS2 McBoot, so it's already on there. So we'll open that in a bit and we'll get into that. What else have we got? Ah, yes, right. I got myself a new fan. So, new fan for it as well. So, I've got all the bits in there. And then the last thing to do... I've gone for Arctic Silver 3. I'll examine it. More than likely, I'd have thought by now it would have dried out. So we'll replace that, but I'll show that. I mean, you don't need to. I've just got a few consoles I need to replace this stuff on, and that's everything. That's everything we need, as far as I know. So this will either be a pretty good modding video or an absolute bleed disaster, but we will find out. So first thing I've got to do, I've got to open up the PS2. Right, here we are. So, we've got our PS2 upturned. Most important thing, though, is a nice good brew. Oh, steaming hot. And we're going to open this bad boy up. Now, I'm not going to show you opening. Does that even make sense? I'm not going to show you me completely opening this, because if you haven't seen a PS2... open before, then please go Google it. But basically the screws are under the feet, and they're at the end here as well. If I remember correctly, there's 6 in total. So to make sure I don't do much damage, I used a craft knife, and what I do is basically just go in there and flick that up. So if I flick that up, there we go, it's up enough. I can grab that now. Little rubber bung, and in there is your screws. So, let's fast forward a little bit. Right, okay, I told a little fib there. There's 8 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another 2 down here. 7, 8. These ones are obviously longer, they're shorter. Right, all screws out. As you can see, those are the longer ones. Those are the shorter ones. The longer ones go there. The shorter ones go there. Dead easy. So I'll move these to one side. And I've already gone ahead and... Where is it now? Oh, the warranty label has been cut. I've cut it. So it's time to open this up. It should just lift straight up. Ooh, look at that. It's like magic. It's like magic. Right, being careful there. This is fairly clean. This is really clean. Really, really clean. I want to pull that off. It's not held on by much anyway. Just so I can pull this to one side. And what I might do is, if I take that off, if I take the switch off here, sorry, right at the top, it'll stop me from pulling that out. So I'm going to do that next, and then I'm going to start taking all this out. I mean, that will almost lift out straight away. It's 2 screws there to take that out. That can be disconnected. There's the heatsink. Obviously there's the fan. That's the power switch. So, right. Let me just get on with that for a second. This is actually a really clean PS2. Apart from the area there that you can see. See that little white line? That's just dust. But there's hardly anything in here. It's really been looked after. Really been looked after. It's either been covered or it's been cleaned. Listen to me. Cleaned regularly. So I'm just going to throw that on one side for the moment. Because what I want to take off is this bit here. And to get this fan out the way so I can lift that. So I might just do that first. I'm going to try and do this on camera. My apologies if everything gets in the way. Right, I can't get in there with that. Shouldn't really use this screwdriver, but if it's small enough, it'll do the job. It is. Brilliant. Yeah, that clicking when I started turning, that's how you can tell a lot whether or not a console's been opened or not. Right, can I get that screw out? Yeah, there we go. Magnetized. Magnetized! Fan will come up. That still won't come up yet, so I'll undo that. See about taking that off. Whew, been absolutely years since I've took this apart, so, or took one apart rather, so bear with me. Right, so as you can see, I've been just taking bits off. Right, there's the bottom. There's the bottom of the case, and as you can see, that's full of dust. So we'll give that a proper clean. In fact, we can wash this because it's just now, at this moment in time, a piece of plastic. What I also found was Tomb Raider. I also found that in there. I didn't realise that was even in there. I tell you what, it's got some right fingerprints on it. But apart from that, it's blemish-free, that. So I'll have to check. I can't remember if Andy gave me this or not, or whether or not he gave me one without the game in. I can't remember. I honestly, God, I can't remember. But as you can see, currently, I've got the unit completely out, but I am going to be stripping it down further. So I'll probably pop that cover back on. The disk drive tray's really clean, in all fairness, but I'll give it a quick wipe with Isopro, get rid of any of the dust that's actually on the wheel there, maybe give the lens a quick clean. But I'm just going to carry on disassembling at the moment. Right, slowly getting there. As you can see, I've more or less took it all apart. I forgot how difficult sometimes the drive trays can be. But anyway, all that's left now, as far as I can see, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws. That's all I can see. So once I take them apart, it should completely come apart and I should have nothing but the board. Let's keep stripping. Right, got it finally completely apart. So if you've never seen one before, there's a PlayStation 2 board. it all looks very, very clean, and in fact it doesn't use thermal paste. It uses a heat pad. So you could almost say, why did you bother taking it apart, Bill? I mean, there you go, there's the heat pad, which will go on to them. I could swap that out, the CR2032, for saving and everything. And the only way to get to it is to actually strip the whole thing apart. So I know I've got some spares of these somewhere, so I'm going to drop one of those in. So at least I've done that. It's in very, very clean condition, so there's no need for me to do anything with this apart from swap the battery and start putting it all back together. Right, the supply station all back together. Didn't take me a huge amount of time, but everything's all been cleaned. The one thing that I can't do, unfortunately, is swap out the fan. The end connector there, it's massive, it's way too big. So either I've ordered the wrong one or he's sent out the wrong one. Either way, I can always swap that out again a little bit later in the future. But so, no worries. Right, so moving on to the expansion bay, the SSD. So let's get it all out. Warranty, so you can see it comes with a massive instruction booklet, probably every language under the sun, but it's just that we're after. Take that off as well. There you go. SSD. Let's get that out. We're throwing it all over the place. Oh, I see it's encased in plastic as well. Oh, pain in the arse. Right, there we go. One SSD. The reason why I've gone for the SSD rather than a SATA drive, even though SATA drive would have been a lot cheaper, it's because there's no noise and there is absolutely little to no heat that comes off these. And it's dead easy. That's a plastic bracket. It's been 3D printed looking at this. It will line up perfectly with, there's some little grooves on the inside here that you won't be able to see, unfortunately. You've got the little holes there on your SATA drive. It will line up perfectly with those. Are we in? I felt that one going. In fact, tell you what, let's just do it that way. Let's get that right way up. That's going to end up going in there. I did feel it click then, now I can't find it again. Oh, no doubt it'll sort itself out in a minute, because all that's going to happen is that's got to go on there. Let's line it up. It's probably easier off bloody camera, in all fairness. In fact, am I putting that in? Yeah, I am putting it in the right way. There we go. Right, that's in. Just, yeah, you know, sort of mean, it'll just flap about too much. So that'll go on there. There. And what will happen is we'll line that up. There we go. Right, it's in now. I'll just support it so it won't flap as much. So I'm going to get this screwed onto the PlayStation. When fitted, you should have something that looks like this. Lovely. Right, we're getting on to the good stuff now. So, the McBoost. So when you take that out, again, you've got a booklet. A massive booklet. And the all-important 8 MB memory card with the Mic boot on it and ready to go. So that's going to get plugged into, I think it was port 2 that it goes into. Then when we switch on, all the magic should begin. Well, it's the moment of truth. The way I've had to rig this, because I haven't got a proper SCART lead or a way of configuring it to output, so I'm having to use the original lead going to a HD video converter, which is converting it from SCART to HDMI and then into my Elgato. So fingers crossed. As you can see, a signal. Ah, there we go. 3 Mic boot. Right, it's booting up. The SCART bit there, that'll disappear in a minute. Right, we're in 3 Mic boot version 1.966. So I can browse. And straight away, that'll just take you to the memory card. Let's have a little look, see what's on it. So, corrupted data, the boot folder. My system, 3 Mic boot, system, 3 Mic boot. So it looks like there's different variations. I haven't got a clue really what all this is. So let's back out. System configuration, that should just be the normal startup. Yeah, there you go. So in there, I've changed the battery so I could put everything on there. I'll do that later. Ulaunch ELF. Let's click on that. So straight away, every time the signal changes, it will pop up that. So, no disk. I think that's to do with me loading. So, I'll try to... I can't back out, can I? Right, can I? No. Right, I'll have to restart it because I can't back out of that. So we'll just restart it again. 3 Mic boot, yada yada yada. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. HD loader. Let's click on that. So if it recognises the hard drive, it should... Ah, right, there we go. The hard disk drive connected to your PS2 needs to be formatted before it can be used with HD Loader. Do you wish to format the hard drive? No. Warning, all data on the hard drive will be lost. Please back up any important data before you continue. Right, it recognises the hard drive, which is what we want. Let's continue. Formatting in progress. There's currently no games installed on the hard drive. Excellent, that's what we wanted. So toolbar play, install. Right, this is what I was after. So I think I'm right. If I click install, please insert a CD or a DVD disc for the game you wish to install. Right, so I've got a ruck of games. Oh my word. Right, which one to pick? Which one to pick? Do we want to put an expensive one on there straight away? Just because it's easy, I'm going to... Sorry, you probably couldn't hear me properly then. Just because it's easy, I'm just going to put R-Type Final on. So, disk is clean. So I'm going to open that up. That's where we find out whether or not the disk drive will still work. Please insert, so continue. Okay. It is now. Right, checking the CD, DVD. Choose a game name. Pity it doesn't have this. It's where you don't have to be bloody doing all this, but not to worry. So it's R. I'll do it the way that it's got it on the box. Oh my word. I've just realised it's... Where's the bloody Y? There it is. P. I was looking all over the place because I just realised it's in capitals and bloody lowercase, isn't it? Right, where am I? Space. I might want a capital F. Now obviously you don't really have to do it this way, because we could have just, here we go, I'll type final, and we could just have loaded a load of ROMs, but I wanted to see how long this takes to install. As you can see, it's going to take about 20 minutes. It's only 4 GB, and if you haven't really got a computer or you're not that savvy, then this is the easiest way to load them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording now and we'll come back once it's loaded. Right, there we are. So after about 18-20 minutes, it's done 4 GB. Now obviously the PlayStation 2, it can only read the games at a certain speed anyway, so that's why it takes so long. Obviously, depending on the size of the game, will depend on how much longer. Obviously, smaller games, not as much size, will load in quicker. But this does prove that you don't need a PC. You can just put this on. So let's give this game a blast. So as you can see, because I've got it going through a SCART converter, that's why we're getting that pop-up. I'll leave it at 50 Hz. Yes, we're on English. Checking memory card. I haven't actually got a memory card in there, so we will continue anyway. The game will now load up as normal. It's got a pretty cool intro, this one, if I remember correctly. Certainly looks as good as I remember. Remember, this is not playing it from the disc now, it's playing it from the hard drive. Let's just skip it. Start game. I'm gonna pick anything to start it. Human. That. Oh, missed you. Ah! All right, you get the idea. Quick game. Right, now I don't know what button configuration to get myself back to, so I'll just reset this really quick. There we go. Let's reset it, or rather power off and power on again. Because there's other settings, and I'll be dead honest with you, I've not even had a chance to look at them yet. I may even have to watch a few YouTube videos myself to have a look. So obviously, that's what I'm only using, HD Loader. But Simple Media, Launch Disk, Code Breakers. I imagine that's got something to do with maybe just cracking a game or something. USB Advanced, GSM, FreeMcBoot Configurator. Not got a clue. Not got a clue. I haven't had a chance to read up on it. But it works, and it works really well. So I'm very, very happy with it. Right, I'm really impressed with it. I'm absolutely over the moon. Where have I put the box now? There we go. So, it's that you need, and... Oh, I should have had this ready. And that. So you want the SATA hard drive adapter, and you want your FreeMcBoot. That's all you need. That's all you need, and you can do this yourself. You don't need a PC. It'll take you 10 minutes tops to actually get all that put together, and I'm exaggerating when I say 10 minutes. It'll take you less than that. The real time is uploading the games. Now, positives and negatives of the system. Negatives. Is there any? Not really. I can't really say that there's anything wrong with this system. I think it's perfect. The only problem you will have is if you are deciding to go down the route of uploading the games one at a time. It's going to take you at least 20. And I said, let's just say 20-25 minutes tops per game. It just depends how big the game is. If it's smaller in size, it's going to load up quicker. If it's bigger in size, it's going to take longer. That's obvious, because the PlayStation 2 only had a maximum read speed, and that was it. And I haven't even got a clue what that is, but it's slow. To take 20 minutes to read 4 megabytes, it's not fast, is it? It's not lightning fast. But is there any real negatives? No, there isn't. You don't have to take the thing apart. Unlike myself, I wanted to do that because 1, I don't know how clean it was inside. 2, I wanted to change the battery, of which I have done. I did want to fit the new fan, but I can't. That's my fault, potentially. But I'll do that again at a later date. If you can hear it, you can hear the fan whining now, in all fairness. It's not excessively loud, but I can hear it, and it's doing my nutting. But as for games, once you've got the games uploaded, you know, and let's just pick an expensive one, shall we? Rule of Rose, that's an expensive one, and they're not getting any cheaper. Some of them, you know, I've got a stack here I want to upload. I'm saving wear and tear on the discs. The discs will last longer. So, you know, I'm future-proofing myself by putting the games I want to play onto the system. And that's it. And that's probably the biggest pro about this. The games, I've noticed, they load a little bit quicker. Just a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit quicker. They're all on a hard drive. And I've got no wear and tear on my discs. That's possibly the biggest positive thing about this, and I'm really happy with it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, please. If you've got any questions, I'll try to answer them. Again, just leave me messages as usual. And thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting. I'll catch you lot all again. Take care. Woohoo!